Hello, hello. Today we are talking about feeling disenchanted with setting New Year's goals. Because right now, I mean, I love the new year. I love a magic that comes at this time of year, the just general feeling with the holidays and all that stuff. And at the same time, there is a lot of pressure with goals and goal setting and making 2023 the best year ever, or, whatever year we're going into, making that the best year ever. And I don't know about you, but my inbox has been flooded with these emails. I mean, shoot, I was part of a holiday summit, and the topic that I was teaching on was tapping for making your goals, your 2023 goals, easier to reach. There is this thing, and it makes sense because the new year is just the perfect time. It's the perfect time to reflect on what we did or didn't accomplish for the last 12 months and what we want to achieve over the next year. And it's great, but it can also be a little disheartening too, because especially if you're like me and you didn't accomplish everything you wanted to do, then it's like, ugh, I'm a big old failure, right? I mean, that's not the case. There's plenty of things that we accomplish. I don't believe that either you or me, I don't believe that we're failures because we didn't do everything we set out to do. I'm sure we also made progress in a lot of areas. We can't just measure things by did we reach the final destination? Did we make steps along the way? Did we make progress along the way? All those are great. But it can also sting when we look back and say, yeah, I didn't get to where I wanted to be. And that can make moving forward into the new year, like setting those goals, just feel like pointless. It's pointless and boring. And I'm going to set goals that I'm not going to reach. I'm just going to fail again and disappoint myself again and be disappointed. So what's the point? Right? Do you ever feel like that? I'm kind of feeling like that a little bit. I was feeling a lot like that, but I've been doing some thinking and some tapping on it, because here's the thing. Goals, they're not necessary, right? Let's start with the obvious question. Are goals necessary? No, they're not necessary. You do not have to set annual goals. You don't have to set monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. You don't need goals in your life at all. They're not necessary. Time will continue to pass. You will continue to live your life. Things will happen. You will stay busy. You will be active. Your life will happen regardless of whether you have goals. That's so funny. My daughter just said, what? At the perfect time. What? Yes, they are not necessary. However, they are helpful because goals are simply a destination. They're simply the place where we want to end up. So just like when you get into your car, you get behind the wheel and you start driving. Unless you're just going on a stress relief joyride, if that's your thing, you typically have a destination in point or in mind. And that is the place where you are going. That is the thing that directs what turns you take, what streets you go on, what streets you avoid. The goal is simply a destination. And hopefully that destination is someplace you really want to go and not someplace you're dreading. Like it's not, I don't know, your corporate Christmas dinner that you don't really feel like going to. I don't know, just an example. Hopefully it's someplace exciting. And it should be someplace exciting. Your goal should be a thing that excites you. Now, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but why is it not necessary, but important to have a goal? Few things. It's going to save you time and energy. It's going to save you a lot of time and energy. So just like going to a specific place versus just driving around. If you're just driving around, you're going to waste time. You're going to waste gas. Gas is expensive. If you're just driving around your life without a goal in mind, you're going to be busy. You're going to do a lot of things, but you'll do also inevitably do a lot of things that don't get you where you want to go, right? So having a specific goal gives you, mm, I don't want to say litmus test, but it gives you boundaries for what to say yes to or what to say no to, because there are 20,000 things in life that want to suck up our time, right? We have family, we have work, we have, um, I don't know, social obligations. We have people asking us for things and asking us for our time all the time. And especially like if you're building a business, for example, there are so many different things you could do, right? There are so many opportunities. Do I want to invest my time here, 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 here? Well, if you don't know exactly where you want to go in your career or with your health or with your business, you won't necessarily know what to say yes to and what to say no to. And if you're like me and have trouble saying no, then having a goal and a milestone will make it so much easier for you to say no, because it gives you a reason. Like, you're not just saying no to say no, you're saying no to say yes to yourself. So it helps you form your non negotiables, it helps give you time and energy back. Also, it helps you have something to work forward to. So it's not just, it's cutting out the things you don't want and knowing where to focus your energy on what you do want. So I think that answers the question that I had. Is setting goals absolutely necessary? Like, I was actually thinking that, do I really need to set goals? Can I just like wing it and just maybe take January and see what happens? Well, I could, but I don't want to for all the reasons I just talked about. Now, if you're thinking, ugh, setting goals is so boring, it's like this thing we're forced to do, right? Like even in school, what are your goals for the year? At our offices, what are your KPIs? What are your goals? What's your 5-year plan? Gosh, we make it so boring. It's boring. And when we're building goals from this mindset of it's boring and it's something I have to do, then it's just going to suck the lifeblood out of you and it's not going to be fun. And it's going to be an uninspired goal. And a goal that doesn't inspire you and make you excited to get out of bed in the morning and pursue it is a goal that we don't work on. And it's a goal that we stop pursuing when there's bumps in the road. There needs to be a compelling why behind the goal, a compelling purpose, a compelling inner motivation to keep you going. Because I'm going to go back to this car analogy because I'm digging it. Just like if you're driving and you're going to the best hangout with your friends, I don't know, the best hangout, the best party, I don't know, what's something you like to do with your friends? I like to just sit around and eat and talk. So if I'm going, is that a get together? You're going to the best get together with your friends, and there's a detour. Like one road is closed and it says you have to go another way, a different way. Well, you're not going to be like, well, that's it. I just gotta go home because this road I wanted to take is closed. So I'm just gonna call it quits and go back home. No, you're gonna pull over, grab the air compressor out of your trunk and fill up that tire because you have a compelling reason to get to your destination. You want to have fun with your friends. You want to spend time with them. Same with goals. You want the goal to be exciting. So how do we make goal setting exciting? Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. Just joking. I know. Here's how we do it. First, you don't just pick a goal out of thin air. Ugh, this is the worst. This is the worst. I made this mistake so many times. I picked a goal arbitrarily based on what I thought I should want. Have you ever done that? Have you ever said, oh, I think my goal should be to make $10,000 a month? Or I think my goal should be to be able to run a 8-minute mile. I don't know, just arbitrary goals, these arbitrary goals that you think are going to make you happy, and it's boring. So we don't start there. We don't start with the goal. We start with your wants. We start with the vision of what you want your life to look like. What makes me happy and what makes you happy, those are totally different things. So I can't say what's going to make you happy. Nobody, everyone's different. We're all delightful little snowflakes, unique in our own ways. And the things that make us happy are all different. So step one is to really think about what makes you happy. And that is tied to your values. So for me, some of my values are quality time with my family, especially time with my daughter, how I parent, doing fulfilling work that does good in the world, and creating more time and financial freedom for myself personally. So these values, it's good to know what your values are. Now, they don't have to be tied to any tangible things at this point. So knowing who you are and what's important to you gives you a framework for all the other work you do. Okay, so next, how I do it, I was going to say what you do, but how I do it is I think of different areas of my life, right? So you can break it down however you want. Some common areas I like to focus on are health and fitness, spirituality, family relationships, social relationships, career, finances, and personal growth, and fun. Like that can be fun, self-care, taking care of you, travel, whatever it is that you like to do for fun. So think about, choose what areas you'd like to focus on and think about what makes you happy. What do you enjoy? What gives you a sense of satisfaction, fulfillment in these areas? Then when you have that in mind, that's when we create our goals, because our goals are simply the milestones that help us to have that happiness in these areas. So when we're looking at goals, I do recommend annual goals. You start with annual goals because that's what gives you the framework for the quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, blah, 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 right? You start with the big picture in mind. And so for annual goals, pick 3 to 5. Don't make it crazy. Because if you have more than 3 to 5 big goals, we don't typically follow through. I don't know what studies, I know there have been studies about it. I don't have the reference off the top of my head, but we do best when we focus on 3 to 5 goals at a time. And here's the thing, if you reach your goals before the year is up, great, set new goals, but narrow your focus so that you don't dilute yourself. It's like, do you want to be a scalpel or a butter knife? When it comes to our goals, we want to be a scalpel. So 3 to 5 goals. And if it's a goal with your career or your finances, put a dollar sign on it, put a dollar amount on it. There's a lot of people, me included, who shied away from putting a number on a goal for a lot of reasons. Like it can feel like too much, it can feel like too little, it can feel unattainable. That's fine. If you don't reach it, that's fine. It gives you a signpost for what you're aiming for. And I encourage you to go bigger, and if you're really hesitant to just pick one, you can I learned a technique, I forget, I think it might have been Jack Canfield who taught me this, but I don't remember. But there's like good, better, best. You can have 3 levels of your goal. So what'd be the good goal? That's, the minimum that I want to reach. And what'd be even better? and would be even better. So you can have tiers, a tiered system of your goals, especially when it comes to finances. This is what I do because I feel a lot of hesitation when it comes to saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to reach this much. I don't want to set myself up for failure, but at the same time, I want to have like a big goal. I want to have something outstanding. So if you give yourself three different options when it comes to money or number of clients you want to work with or things like that, it it allows you to have something more reasonable. I hate the word reasonable, it's so boring, but more reasonable to aim for, as well as something really exciting. And when you surpass your reasonable goal, you're just going to be like, boom, I'm on fire. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. What happens when the problem is that we've been burned before? We don't necessarily want to set a goal because we feel like it's pointless because I set goals last year and I didn't do it and I didn't achieve my goals. And now I feel like a failure and it sucks. And isn't it better to just like either not set goals at all or to aim low, or like, what's the point? Like, I don't even want to bother. I hear what you're saying about how they're important and they give me a destination and they help me say no and blah, 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 blah. But the truth is, I just don't feel like it because this sucks. I don't want to be disappointed in myself again. I've got you. So this is where tapping comes in. And that's what we're going to do right now, because you won't be able to set goals or find the joy or the happiness or connect with what brings you happiness if you just have this mental block and this voice in your head telling you that it's not going to work out, so why even bother? Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Now, if you are new to tapping, it's EFT, emotional freedom techniques, tapping. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, but it's an acupressure technique that turns off the fight, flight, freeze response in your body and allows you to create new neural pathways with behaviors, feelings, physiological responses that are more helpful to getting things done with more ease. Yeah. Okay, so just tap along with me and repeat after me. I don't feel like creating annual goals. I really don't feel like setting any goals. Even though I don't feel like setting any goals, I fully and completely love and accept myself. I'm still not setting goals. Sure, everyone says it's important to set goals. Rationally, I see that it's important to set goals. There's a part of me that wants to set goals. I want to be productive. I want to accomplish great things. And I want to do it with grace and ease and less effort. And I know that setting goals is an important step in that process. But the truth is, I've tried it before. I've set goals more times than I can count. And then I don't reach them. And then I feel bad about myself. And I see other people set goals and they seem to reach them. At least social media shows me that they're always reaching their goals. And that just makes me feel worse. Am I broken? Does goal setting just not work for me? It might not work for me. Either way, I'm really not feeling inspired to set goals this year. But I kind of still want to set goals. Because the truth is, having goals gives us something to strive for. And having goals gives me a destination to work towards. And if I don't have goals, then I'm kind of just out there flapping. And then life is just something that's happening to me. And I'd rather have more control in the process. I'd rather have more control in my life, even if that means setting boring goals. No, they don't have to be boring. I just feel like it's boring and pointless. Because what if I don't reach them again? What if I get all pumped again and say I'm going to do all these things and then I don't accomplish them? Then I'll just be sitting here a year from now and feeling bad about myself. And that's a depressing thought. Because if I don't have goals, then I won't fail at reaching them. If I don't have a dream, then I can't be upset about not reaching it. But saying that is kind of depressing. I don't even like the way that sounds. So maybe a different way is possible. Maybe it's possible to see things in a different way. Maybe it's possible to set goals. Goals that excite me, goals that make me motivated, goals that give me focus, goals that allow me to say no to the other garbage, goals that save me time and energy, goals that light me up. And maybe it's possible to reframe the way in which I view these goals. Maybe it's possible to see them not as some impossible challenge, but to see them as an opportunity, to see them as an exciting invitation. What if I could look at goals as an invitation to create more happiness in my life? As an invitation, not the end all be all. Because the truth is, no one can really say whether reaching a goal is going to give us happiness. That's not the point of the goal. The point of goals is to guide our actions and to give us more time, more space to do the things we love, and to become the people we want to be. And having a destination is important, but it's not like happiness waits till we're at that destination. We're creating happiness while we're working on the goal. Each of those milestones, each of those little steps are all actions along the way that can bring us happiness. Every little step we take is a chance for happiness. Thinking about it like that makes the idea of a goal a lot less intimidating, a lot less disheartening, and a lot more exciting. Even just thinking about it is making me feel excited. Because as I go through the process of pursuing my goals, I create moments of happiness and moments of success. every little step I take is a chance for more happiness, more success, more freedom. So even though there's a part of me that is resistant to setting goals, I choose to have a different outlook and to see my goals as an invitation to create happiness and success in my life, one step at a time. Take a deep breath and let it out. One more deep breath. And let it out. How are you feeling? Pretty good, I hope. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling really pumped about actually writing my goals now, because it's something I haven't done yet either. I figured we'd talk about the disenchantment and tap together about it, and then get to work. This is where you can use tapping, and this is what I'm doing. Okay, because I was feeling the burn by you before goals. I'm not falling for that crap again. So if you are feeling this way, and if you have a desire to set goals, but you're feeling like it's pointless or like disenchanted with the whole process, but you want to get back on the bandwagon, I've got you. So if you would like my free worksheet and process and how I'm setting my goals, you can go to julesiebert.com/goals. Boom, super easy. So julesiebert.com/goals. And if you'd like some personal one-on-one help with setting your goals, setting and reaching your goals in an amazing and easy way, then send me a message and we'll chat about how we can work together. So that's it for today. I hope that you are feeling enchanted about setting your New Year's goals. Remember, think about your values, examine the different areas of your life and think about what makes you happy, and then set 3 to 5 goals in each of those areas. And you can use the good, better, best tiered system to make it easier. And if you'd like the free worksheet, get that. Boom. All right. So that's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.